Mabuhay Pilipinas, and welcome to the Philippines Superliga Grand Prix. 3 matches once again we have for you here today, coming to you from the Inaris Sports Arena in Pasig City. First game is going to be Cignal up against RC Cola. In our second match, Petron Blaze goes up against the TMS Army Lady Troopers. And in our third match in the men's division, it's Sistema up against Gilligan's. Anthony Sta here together with Noreen Go and Noreen. Once again, great volleyball action coming their way only here on Solar Sports.
Well, of course, when you talk about the Superliga, you know that every match is very exciting. You have Cignal, the last conference, they're the runners-up, and the newcomers in RC Cola.
It's going to be an interesting match. And before anything else, let's take you to the team standings just so you know where your favorite teams stand before this particular match.
That's right. Well, you can see the PLDT Speed Boosters on top of the standings with 2-0. The Rising Suns of Cagayan and TMS Army Lady Troopers 2-1. Cignal, as we were talking about them, 1-1. And Petron and RC Cola yet to win with 0-2.
And right now, let's break this game down a little bit further just so you understand how these two teams have fared so far in comparison to each other. As we take a look at shall we say, the last game or the past performances of Cignal when they defeated the Petron.
That's right. Cignal actually bounced back from their first game loss and beat Petron in 3 sets. And of course, the imports led the way. Jan Lee with 22 points and Zile with 12 points. But they also had the help of Marine Penetrante Owano with 12 points and Chisite with 5 points.
So it's going to be another interesting encounter. As far as Cignal is concerned, they'd like to be able to continue their winning ways because they are one of the highly touted teams here in this conference.
That's right. Well, you know, people were talking about it, that they have been missing the services of a Venus Bernal, but they're trying to make do with what they have right now.
And at least you can say that things are going well as far as their team is concerned. The locals are blending with the imports, and that's what's very important.
That's right. These are the numbers that I actually mentioned. As you can see, you know, the imports will always do their part. They'll do their job. They'll score their points. But what's nice about Cignal, you have a Marine Penetrante Owano helping out with 12 points. And again, like I said, Shisa, and also with, you know, points of her own.
And one of the main reasons why we keep harping about the fact that the locals have been ably supporting Cignal here in their campaign so far. Let's turn you over to the other side of the coin. When you look at the other team, it's really what you can call top-heavy because only the imports have really been delivering.
You're right. Now, you covered that game. I remember watching that on TV, and they started out well, talking about RC Cola, but they lost steam and momentum, and, you know, they relied too much on their imports that the locals didn't step up. So, Cagayan actually lost the first set, but won the next 3.
And as we can take a look at some of the highlights here, and we're going to be showing you the numbers just so at least we can further explain to you exactly what we are talking about, the fact that this team is really top heavy. The imports came to play all throughout that particular match, but obviously fatigue is going to start to show. They were fresh in the first set. They won that set quite handily, but then all of a sudden they started to fade.
Yeah, and you know, we gotta give it to them also that we're talking about the team that has won, you know, also a lot of games. We're talking about Cagayan, and you were talking about the imports actually combined for 38 points. Zhang Minghua 24 points, and Sontayo Kiabundit with 14 points. And Anthony, you know, Jarmaine Velez is the only local supporter with just 4 points. So can you believe that?
And right now, let's check with the third lady of the panel. We've got Ricky Flores.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I am with the 2 head coaches of the 2 teams. Let's start off with Cignal. Now, Coach Sammy, when we talked last time, I think 2 days ago, gelling of the team was an issue. Is it still an issue today?
Yes, pero ngayon medyo nag-gel na kami kasi yung dalawang import namin, sila mismo nagsabi sa amin at magtutulungan na lang kami sa loob ng court.
Okay, well, that's very nice to hear. So good luck to your team, Coach Sammy. Now let's turn you guys over to the coach of RC Cola. Coach, you were telling me earlier, iba na po yung game today, iba na yung team. Why is that?
Yung makikita nila ngayon iba kasi yung inuulit-ulit namin, every game kailangan nagkakaroon ng adjustment at natututo ang players. So yung mga error na nangyari before, yun yung na-correct namin. Then the communication, okay naman kasi yung communication within the guest players and that's a local, medyo nag-okay na.
And I understand, Coach, that this is the first time in how many days na kompleto yung team sa training, yes?
Actually, yung training namin, na-kompleto na kami. So, yung mga adjustment na gusto namin mangyari, nagawa naman namin.
So there you go. It's going to be a very exciting game. Thank you very much, Coach Ronald. Back to you, Anthony and Noreen.
Thanks a lot, Ricky. Don't go away. Coming up next, it's going to be a good one. Cignal HD Spikers up against the RC Cola Raiders, only here in the Philippines Superliga Grand Prix.
for our second referee is Mr. Romulo Reborsado, national referee. And now, let us meet your starting lineup for Team Cignal HD, starting with number 15, Rap Aguilar. Number 5, G Said. Number 11, Zia Lei. Number 12, Zhang Li. Number 10, Team Captain Michelle Datouin. Number 18, Maureen Penetrante. And libero number 3, Angelique Janela. And of course, our head coach is Coach Sammy Aguilar. Now, your starting lineup for RC Cola Riders, starting with number 3, Zhang Minghua. Number 5, Kyle Bundit Sontaya. Number 11, Zar Velez. Number 7, Team Captain Ivy Remulla. Number 10, Bernice Cole. Number 14, Ren Aguero. And libero number 6 is Jill Gustilio. And of course, our head coach is Coach Ronald Dunay.
Another match coming your way this Saturday afternoon. Once again, welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena here in Pasig City. It's a battle between RC Cola and Cignal. Obviously, Cignal has got to be heavily favored here, especially after the last showings of these two teams.
Well, that's right. And but for RC Cola, some welcoming facts that Ivy Remulla actually has joined the team in today's match. So, you know, they're more complete first 6 rotation right now.
And so now Cignal knows they're in for a bigger battle ahead. Not to mention the fact that the imports also of RC Cola are 2 solid players, so they're no slouches by any means.
Well, the last game, we talked about it in the pregame coverage. 38 points for both imports and just 9 for the locals.
And let's see just how well these locals can gel with their respective imports. Cignal starts us off. Remulla just gets it over.
Sontaya working hard at the start of the set.
And RC Cola picks up the first point here.
You can see, the difference of an Ivy Remulla in your rotation. That's blocking already for you. You don't have to talk too much about the offense because the imports are there, but the blocking and the local support.
Not to mention the experience, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Aguero. That one looked like it was going to sail long. Aguero, obviously one of the better servers that I've seen here in this game. But, in the last game I covered of them, all her serves were bad. That's why, Coach Ronnie Magsanok and I were shaking our heads in disbelief because even he agreed that she was one of the better servers, supposed to be one of the better servers in the league.
That's right. But, you got to give it also to Ren Aguero. I think this is the first time she's going to play in the Superliga. So, maybe some nerves setting in for her.
That's right. An adjustment period still in the offing as far as she's concerned. But right now, it is 2-1. Cignal has now gotten the upper hand. She's side with the serve.
Yeah, but Anthony, in that last game that you covered between RC Cola and Cagayan, it's not more of the service alone. It's also the rotation errors. I was actually reading it in Twitter, and I was like, what? Another one. So, how many rotation errors can you make in a set?
That is quite appalling. I mean, to use that word, because Coach Ronnie and I talked about it. for you to be able to have a rotation error at this level is actually a mortal sin.
Yeah.
And now that means you've committed 5 mortal sins. I mean, that's just unheard of.
In one set.
Well, actually, no. In fairness to them, and I don't know if I can be fair, but
Okay.
in fairness to them, that was the entire match.
All right.
But still, 5 rotation errors in a match?
Yeah. And you're right, in this level, that's actually a no-no.
I mean, if one happens in a particular match that we're covering at this level, that's already an eye-opener,
Yeah.
so to speak. And in fact, that'll bring not just 1, but maybe about 5 white hairs to the coaches. And to get 5 in one match?
And a raised eyebrow for that.
That's going to sail long, no question about that one.
Yeah, but you know, RC Cola doing a good job here in this match, in this first set, and they're actually leading by 1 point.
Well, again, we talked about that during the pregame. The fact that obviously the imports of RC Cola, who really take the cudgels for this team, are fresh in the first set. And then after that, after working so hard in the first, working so hard in the second, after a while, there's just nothing you can do, but you're going to start to fade eventually. Let's check it now with Ricky.
Now, you guys heard it from Coach Sammy. Communication between their imports wasn't a problem anymore. The only problem they have now is the performance difference between practice and the game itself. He tried to remedy this today, and you guys didn't see it, but they had dancing exercises as warm-ups before the game. And he also assured me that Cignal wasn't going to relax today. Coach Sammy says, ang kalaban ay kalaban, and bilog ang bola. Anthony?
Well, thanks a lot, Ricky. Well, I should have been here a little bit earlier to see that dance number.
What type of dance, Ricky?
I guess he just wants to make sure that they're loose,
Yeah.
and they're ready. And then, you know what? I've talked to so many coaches, not just in the sport of volleyball, but a lot of times coaches sometimes get so frustrated about the fact that they do so well in practice,
Yeah.
but it never translates into the actual game.
Yeah, right. And, you know, normally it's because the players are stiff. That's why, you know, hence the dancing warm-ups. But I guess it's more of also the mental factor. Eh? Going into a game, whether or not you're playing against a strong team, you should always be ready.
And right now, it looks like both these teams are ready for each other, at least here in the first set. It is 6-4, Cignal with a slim advantage. Lay now with the serve.
Well, you know, early on in this set, both squads are just playing slow. If you can feel them, the way they're playing, they're trying to weigh each other out still.
And that could be scary as far as Cignal is concerned, because Cignal obviously the favored team here. Now, if you give RC Cola a little bit of confidence going to this match, after a while, that just might come back to haunt you.
Oh yeah, and you know what's nice about RC Cola? People normally, when you look at the lineup, it's like, oh, this is a new bunch of girls playing. So you never know, once they gel, they might be lethal.
That's a very good point. And right now, you can see we are tied at 6 apiece. Caught the serve once again.
That's right. You know, if Bernice Ko actually gets her groove, you know how deadly she can be. So that's another point or addition for RC Cola.
Bang!
Wow.
Look at that one. when she gets into her groove, get out of the way.
That's right. She nearly like displaced Bernice Ko with that spike.
You talked about Ko, and all of a sudden,
I know.
she almost got decapitated.
Yeah.
Zhang with the attack. That's not going to trouble them. And that win comes up with a score. That'll bring us to our first technical timeout. We will be back. (16-11) is our tally. Cignal, as expected, showing the way here in set number 1.
Well, you know, RC Cola actually started out well. They even led by, I think, just 2 points. But again, their service reception has been not working for them, has not been working for them. So Cignal pulling away just like that.
That time, that was even Zhang.
Another one.
That was in between the 2 imports, Zhang and Sontaya. And the timeout will be called. It's going to be very interesting to see what coach says here.
Ning, stay here. Son. See. Okay. The Son, go up. Ning. Three receiver lang tayo. Three man receive, 3 receive. Only 3 receive. 1, 2, 3. 3 receiver.
Well, obviously, he had to really touch on the receptions because you and I have been sounding like a broken record already.
Yeah, and this looks like a better formation for RC Cola. You put your 3 better receivers there. There you go.
Sontaya with the attack, but that one wasn't a powerful one. That was more powerful. Sontaya goes down the line. No.
That's right, a miss hit actually, so that that wasn't even near the line.
Quickly, Garbin is going to come in to replace Aguero.
And quickly, actually, Garbin and Sontaya talking it over. I guess Sontaya has preferences as well.
That's going to help out their cause. Talking about RC Cola, that mistake. And already 3 mistakes by Cignal on the serve.
And still a 7-point lead.
Exactly. That's got to really hurt. And that's got to play with your psyche. Quick play once again, and it's Penetrante Iwano scoring.
Again, now the locals. We talked about it. The locals have been supporting the imports.
And now that they've got a pretty good lead, they bring out some of the starters. Iwano will take a seat. And Drowley in.
Another reliable player for Coach Sammy.
Sontaya blocked.
Right, that's Lee and Mitch that to win. So, you know, if you're RC Cole, you really have to go basic, you know, 101 in terms of defense, service, reception, and coverage. You should give Sontaya, you know, that confidence that I can just hit if I get blocked. There's coverage.
Because right now, I think that is definitely what they need, is confidence. Sontaya serving.
What a service reception by Jack Janela.
They go to Zhang. She's blocked. Zhang again.
Another block.
That time by Datuin. Sontaya from the back. And she scores.
That's right. You know, that was well placed. You talk about the tip. You know, it's just behind the blocker that the coverage just barely made it. So an error. You can see this. Perfectly placed, huh?
That was the only spot that would have scored a point.
Exactly.
And they go right back to their killing and scoring ways. It's now 22-14.
Again, we could see that formation, that reception formation, a bit. I mean, no one was there. Gustillo's way too near the net.
Well, there's some problems with the lights, and I think the players want to be able to check on that first.
Like, I think
that actually happened a while ago during our pregame, and we noticed that.
Yeah.
The lights did go back on, but right now it's back off. There are, I think, still enough lights for us to be able to actually continue this match. As you can see, it hasn't really bothered us on television, but maybe for the players, when you're on the court, obviously they'd want a little bit more visibility.
that's true. But, you know, we've been players before. Once we're playing, we'll say, okay na yan, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play it, you know, rather than sitting down and having to wait for the lights to come on.
Especially if you're playing well. So as far as
Yeah.
Cignal is concerned, hey, let's just continue to go because we're on a roll. On the other side of the coin, maybe if you're RC Cola, you're saying, hey, maybe we want to sit down for a little bit. Let's wait for the lights to turn back on, and maybe we can start to cool off our opponent a little bit. But right now, Zhang still sends that long, and so it's another point for Cignal, just like what we were talking about. Kung ikaw Cignal, tuloy-tuloy lang tayo.
Oh, that's right. And RC Cola, just way too many unforced errors in this set.
Well, I guess as far as RC Cola is concerned, maybe they just want to get over with this set and said, okay, then we'll wait for the lights to come back on properly in the second. So at least it'll give us a little bit more time to regroup. Sending that down, that's an easy point.
Exactly. You know, she didn't even have to exert effort. It's just a little flick of the wrist.
Just make sure it makes contact. It's going to be a point. And right now, it is 24-14, 10 set points.
That's right, a commanding lead erected by Cignal as we speak.
And they needed all 10. They just needed one of those 10, and they got it. Quite handily, Cignal as expected, taking care of RC Cola. 25-14 is our first set score. Let's take a look at some numbers of set number 1, and obviously dominating was Cignal.
Yeah, in terms of attacks, it's 4 and 4. That alone, the others pretty much negate each other. But basically, RC Cola did not receive well there in that first set. They're unable to create the plays that they wanted for attack. Cignal, on the other hand, you know, Jack Junella playing well, and Marine Penetrante, Owano, Mitch Latuin helping out, and just, you know, overpowering RC Cola in that first set. So 14 attacks.
And Garbin starts off with a service error, and so quickly you give Cignal their first point of the second set. That's not a good sign.
That's right. If you're the team that lost the first set, you want to come out with a bang in the second set, not with 2 consecutive errors.
And you just talked about the reception being a problem. Obviously, it's still not yet solved.
Yep. You know that's the hard part of it. Once you start receiving poorly, you have this mental thing. There you go, another miscommunication for RC Cola. It's like, you know, parang that's why servers would target those who commit reception errors, because there's more of a mental thing.
You can see there some more numbers of set number 1. I'd call a timeout here if I was the coach. You've got to just get these girls to regroup, because there's going to be no coming back from this deficit this early.
That's right. 4 to none. And Cignal doing it easily here in the second set.
Don't look now, it is 5-0.
And that's, you know, Anthony, I think that's 5 errors already committed by RC Cola.
Those were not points that were really, that, shall we say, Cignal had to work for. Right now, here's going to be another chance. Now they're going to have to work for a little bit, but it's still a free ball. Combination play, Aguilar scores.
Well, everything working well for Cignal, but RC Cola really in disarray here in the second set.
And the timeout finally comes. It's 6-0 already.
Okay? Kumulong ka muna mag-receive. Kumulong ka muna mag-receive. Ay, binasa ka. Magbigay ka na sa quick, puro open. Ala, kasi binabantayan na yung open natin. Magbigay ka ng option. Pag lumasabay na uli dito, balik mo sa kanya. Break muna natin. Break, break. Break natin. One stop.
Well, that's also an advantage that you have when you have Ivory Mulya as the team captain, and when she's present, unlike what happened in their last match, she always makes sure she communicates to the imports, so the imports always know that they are still part of the team.
That's right. We were talking about it earlier. We just had a chit-chat, me and Anthony, before the game, and you know, Anthony was actually, you were asking me how do the imports feel that in huddles the coaches don't even address them. So you're right. No, good point that you know, team captains like Ivy Remulla and, you know, even other players like Charo Sorian, they make it a point to talk to the imports.
I've seen that also with Charo. That's very correct. But, you know, it's not a knock on the coaches, but, you know, I just feel that they have to be able to communicate to all their players, because you do have 6 players in the court at a particular time, 2 of which are imports, and 2 of which can't understand Tagalog.
That's right. You know, but a lot of the Thai, not a lot, there are little Thai imports that can actually already understand a bit, so that's an advantage for those squads.
Wano serving.
Oh.
And even Zhang there was of 2 minds. She was trying to get out of the way, she was trying to receive, and it hits her on the shoulder. And that will bring us to our first technical timeout of set number 2. It's looking easy so far for Cignal. Welcome back to Inares. So far, so good for Cignal. Let's check in with Ricky Flores.
Now, Anthony and Arena would report about RC Cola's service reception issues, but then you guys have talked about it enough. So let's talk about something else. Coach Ronald and the RC Cola Raiders have explored different offensive options and combinations in practice. So the team's probably just finding their groove. He's also instructed his girls to up the ante on their blocking and net defense, but no problem nasa floor defense. And of course, there is the 9 service reception errors of RC Cola already. Anthony and Arena?
Well, I thought, Ricky, you weren't going to touch on the service reception error. You just had to, huh? Just
You know what
had
she
to.
did? She saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to make sure that that was really a point that she stressed on. Because she had to. Because you and I were shaking our heads saying, you know, it's good to work on all of your offensive patterns. But how can you start your offense if you can't receive well?
You're right. And we were talking about RC Cola, that the imports are, you know, just the one scoring. How will they not? They can't even get a set to like Ivy. I haven't seen an attempt by Ivy. Yet again, Giza Yumang. It's just their reception error.
And not, just to add to that, maybe a footnote is, it's not just the locals that we're harping on, but even the imports, because you saw Zhang had a couple of mistakes on her own as well.
That is
not being
true.
able to keep that ball alive. Not even able to receive properly.
That is true.
Because people might say, you know, I think you're being a little bit too harsh on the locals of RC Cola. Well, you know, we're just calling a spade, but at the same time, we cannot not talk about the imports. There was a while ago in the second set, twice the serve landed right in between Suntaya and Zhang.
Yep.
And those are the 2 imports that you're relying on.
That's right. And, you know, to add to the luck of this Cignal squad, there was already a gift, but they were able to still convert that with an error, hitting error by RC Cola.
And they score.
Just at the net.
Suntaya will just have to get this one over.
Oh, good coverage.
And now a better point here for both these teams, especially for RC Cola. Now they're battling from the back.
This is the best rally so far.
It stays inside and RC Cola wins that one. That's got to help their confidence.
That's, you know, like we were calling it, we're covering it, and we're hoping, you know, that, yeah, that is a wake-up call or an energy booster for RC Cola.
Let's see if they can get this serve in. Yes, they can. Nice dig. And now RC Cola really battling. That to win smartly. Just swipes that off Suntaya.
But you know, that's a good sign. That's another good rally for RC Cola. If they can continue doing so, meaning better service reception, that's why hence the better rally, then it could be something big for RC Cola.
That time they guessed right. They let it go. And it's another point here for RC Cola, just down by 6. This is the rally that their team and their fans have been waiting for.
Oh, good serve by Velez.
But obviously, you know, Janela's just all over the place. And there you can see, again, the strength of the net of Suntaya.
So yet another point for RC Cola. Said. Oh, good reception.
Zhang tries to score on her own. They go outside. That stays inside. And Lee there scores again.
You can really just see, no, that there's a better flow in the offense of Cignal. They're trying to give them. I think every player has already touched the ball, for that matter, in terms of offense.
Rimulya. Doug. Suntaya blocked. That will go outside. It's going to be a point for RC Cola. And now they're becoming competitive. In the middle part of the second set, lumalaban na sila.
Yes. And you can sense that, you know, Suntaya is like, okay, tries stamping her class here in this match.
Lei was thinking about it, and at the last moment, she decided to let it go.
I'm sure she's thinking to herself, huh, good decision,
Yeah,
good decision.
exactly. I dodged the bullet there.
Yep. Another good serve for Cignal.
Suntaya just gets a handle on that one, and Zhang sends that long. Not to mention wide. It's 14-7. And again, Cignal has doubled up here on RC Cola.
Well, Zhang Minghua has actually been struggling also as an outside hitter for RC Cola. That's not her first error.
And there we go back to the reception woes. And that's Suntaya, one of the vaunted imports of RC Cola, with the error.
Well, this is a rotation that Cignal wants to take advantage of.
Zhang struggling still. And they're just going to have to send that over. Side.
You can see Cignal very aggressive at the net.
Ouch. And just like that, virtually in the blink of an eye, we're now on our second technical timeout. It is 16-7. Cignal still on top. Welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena as we take a look at the total points. Once again, imports and the rest of the team.
That's right, 11-1. That's it. That's not even 12 on that. We've talked about it too much already in this match.
People out there are like, enough, enough.
Yeah, enough service reception, enough. Talk about something else.
Hopefully we can, though. Looking forward to talking about something else.
Yeah, let's talk about the love life of let's say whoever there.
Let's start looking for something. We saw Jonella get that ball,
Yeah.
keep that alive.
That's typical Jack Jonella for you.
It's just that I was trying to look for something else to talk about.
Okay, let's dwell on that. Oh, Jack Jonella with another good reception.
Bang! And a score once again for Cignal. Right back to where we started, back to a broken record. 10-point lead right now by Cignal. Watch it here once again.
You can see with good reception, Chiside can do combination plays again, you know, like Maureen Owano served as a decoy and finally a kill. So, you know, things really just working well for Cignal.
Life is good if you're Chiside because, you know, take your pick. I can go just about anywhere and we'll be scoring.
Even Rap Aguilar has been playing well. You know, a role player, but she's been playing well in terms of coverage.
I agree. Aguero back. Back now to her serve.
Oh, good dig.
Well, Gustilo has done quite well here today. Aguero tries to keep that alive. It goes over.
Smile, Jill.
Well, she was there, and she was right under it, but then it just took a different direction after coming off the tape of the net.
Good effort by Jill Gustino. Whoops. Oh, ace. Ren Aguero with an ace there for RC Cola.
And that is the Aguero that I was looking forward to.
And you're talking about that. One of the better servers. Oh. Net violation there called on RC Cola. Lucky break for Cignal because that was actually too near the net, but a net violation. There's some numbers there. Serves 8 and 7 faults for HE Spikers, and for the Raiders 5 and 4.
Bang! Owano again. Scores up the middle.
Boy, things really just going right for the Cignal squad.
And why not? They've got a 9-point lead. Looks like they're cruising here. They're going to easily get this point. It is now 20-10.
Well, finally, you see Ivy with some attempts, but still not. She's not. Obviously, it's not. She's not comfortable with that.
And it's hard when you're staring at that deficit. You know, it plays with your mind. Suntaya once again.
Well, they have been targeting Sontaya.
Yes, they have. That's right. I will not say anything more. Zip.
Zip. Another good serve by Chisai.
Zhang.
Oh, oh, oh.
On the back row. Oh, trying to get cheeky there was Lee.
She breaks out into a huge grin together with Jack Janela.
Well, in fairness, she saw that there was nobody here on the left side. The side that, I mean, her left side. So she was trying to just push it there.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close, though.
So many things going on in her mind.
Correct. And as you can see, I'm just trying to look for something different to talk about again.
I know. Let's talk about their shoes. They're all sporting nice blue shoes.
Violation again. New face coming in here. Braca will replace Gatuin.
She has her own set of fans here.
And they're happy that she's in. Aguilar gives her a tap, says, yes. The ticket you gave away now. Uh-oh.
But you know, Anthony, this RC Cola is a different squad altogether from that game you covered against Cagayan. They weren't this in a disarray.
Yes.
You know? I mean, they won the first set against also a strong team like Cagayan. So, you know, I don't know, probably some mental, they lack that mental preparation coming into this game.
I wouldn't disagree with you, yeah? Look at that, they made it look so easy. And you thought the first set scoreline was bad. It's 25-11 here. Scoreline here in the second. Cignal flexing their muscles, and now they lead 2-0. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of set number 2.
Well, Cignal 6 attacks compared to 3. Service 6-2. Service reception error not working. You know, but obviously with the attacks 6-3, it's more of the errors of RC Cola that gave points to Cignal, not much of the attack. Just 6-3. Remember the first set, it was 14-4. This is just 6-3. Again, let's talk about the reception woes. We didn't want to talk about it, but we just have to.
And there you can see the numbers have increased as far as their service points are concerned, because obviously marami regalo nga coming from the other side.
That's true, and you know, when we talk about service reception errors, you said it already early in that second set. It's not just the locals; it's even the imports who are having those woes, service reception woes.
And that you just saw in a nutshell, a tale of two teams. A while ago you saw Ivy Remulla and the rest of RC Cola. Their heads are, you know, all of them, no smiles on their faces anymore. And then you switch over to the other side, Jack Junella and the rest of her squad smiling from ear to ear.
That's right. You can look at that stat again. 8 successful digs as compared to 4 for Jill Gustillo.
Third set coming up here from the Inares Sports Arena. PSL action coming your way only here on Solar Sports. Cignal entering the third set with a commanding 2-0 lead.
Boy, and what a way to start the first set with a shank. Good thing they kept it in play.
Well, they're hanging in there.
Oh, good block. 2 consecutive blocks by Ivy. Whoa! Why not?
She had eyes in the back of her head. There was really literally nobody there in that spot, and she just directed it to it.
You know, Chisa has been a name that is synonymous with setting here in the country, and she just showed us why.
Janela getting to that once again. Talk about being at the right place at the right time, and Owana scores again.
That's right, read well. Maureen Owano just anticipated that second ball over by Aguero. Another good serve. Good dig.
Quick set. And it's a point once again. Back-to-back for Awano.
But you know, at least RC Cola here in the third set, although it's a 3-0 lead by Cignal, they've been playing the ball. It's not the best reception there they've been playing. That's a better step forward than 2 steps backward.
I agree. They are being competitive. Poor set. Chance once again. They go to the outside. Chance here for RC Cola. Suntaya gets it through and scores.
Finally, a legitimate kill by RC Cola. Reneguera now serving. And we talked about it. We talked about her. She played better, or I mean served better in the second set. Like with that, another good serve.
Side once again finds that spot. She had a feeling Aguera wasn't going to be there yet in time, and she guessed right.
She was right. Easy does it. You know, obviously there's no communication in terms of, you know, RC Cola. They're not talking. They're just... I think we need team building, ah. Team building muna.
That's true. I mean, it looks like, to use this term, it looks like they're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Suntaya tries to get that through. Chance once again. They go to Aguilar, and she's going to score. It is quickly 6-1.
I haven't even blinked.
And we're about ready to get to our second technical timeout.
I like what he said. Virtually like a blink of the eye.
Exactly. Boy, the way this RC Cola team is playing, looks like they're double parked. They want to get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, that's well, another free gift.
Well, in fairness, that time, obviously, Ko was under so much duress to just be able to get something on that. But it is now 7-1.
That's right, and she's, you know, she's serving. She has been serving very well in this game.
And there's another good serve, and that's going to bring us to our first technical timeout of set number 3. And again, Cignal on top. Eight to 1 is our tally here in the third. And Cignal still on top. They've been on top from the very beginning. Bustillo can't get to that one. It's another point.
And the saga continues for this RC Cola.
But you can see
Raiders.
Ivy Remulla continuing to talk to her players, pushing them, pushing them.
Well, you know, we know Ivy. She's a fighter, you know, and she's really just, she knows that they're not playing well. You've got to still try to boost their morale.
You've got to fight through it. There's really nothing you can do about it. You're here. You got to play the game.
Well, it ain't over, you know, if you're RC Cola. You just have to work at it one point at a time, and it really begins with this formation that we're talking about, the service reception. There you go. That's better for you.
That's what you got to do. Baby steps.
Baby steps, exactly.
Remuli with a serve. Her team down by 8.
But you know, you also have to give it to RC Cola. Normally, if you have a new team that enters a league, there's always this adjustment period there. Sometimes, more often than not, the new team, they hardly win, or they win once. You know, that's pretty much it. So you know, they just have to learn from this experience and move forward and look to the next conference or the next few games.
Correct. That's growing pains really more than anything
Yep.
else. You get to be the whipping boys, or in this case, the whipping girls. Let's check in now with Ricky.
Now, when April Praca entered the game toward the latter part of the second set, you heard the cheers and applause. In fact, Coach Sammy was all praised for her. She was a spark plug for Cignal HD during their game against Petron. Now, he hopes that more of his players will step up and surprise him today. And who might do that, and who's doing very well today, is actually Shilei. She already has 7 attacks, 2 blocks, and her coaches say she's very kenkoy off court, but is totally a different person when in play. Anthony Noreen?
Well, I don't think you can complain about anything from the performance of the Cignal squad right now. When you just take a look at the first 2 sets, you look at the third set score, 13-2. What's to complain about?
That's right. They are cruising.
And even mistakes like that, you will just let pass. I didn't see a service error.
Can afford, can afford.
13-3. Look at the numbers on Chi's side. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Great one-hand set.
Another free ball for Cignal.
Side goes to the outside. Sontaya from the back row. Easily dug by Side.
Oh.
And it is now 14-3, and the points just continue to roll. I'm not blinking. I'm not blinking.
Yeah. Well, Gustilo now sits down for RC Cola. And Montero in as the libero.
Well, Montero did see some action very briefly in their last game. (14-4).
Right, Bernice Ko trying to rally her squad here in the third set.
Good serve. Zhang goes wide.
Oh. According to the linesman, that caught the line.
Well, they'll take that definitely. It's now 14-5. Great cross-court attack. She saw it was open.
That's right. That's a tough angle.
Exactly. That's why I thought she ran out of space.
Oh.
Aguilar scores.
You know, ever since the first conference of the Superliga, Coach Shami would always say, you know, in my rotation, Rap Aguilar should be there because she's always the one who gives 110% in every game, and you can see that. Okay, no blinking.
I tried. I'm starting to tear. It's 16-5 here. We're enjoying ourselves here in the PSL. We'll be back. Take a look at the number of the Cignal imports.
Well, 6 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 serve. And for Lee, that's 5 attacks and 1 serve. Pretty impressive numbers.
But I think what's more impressive is the fact that they have not really actually carried too much of the load here today. They've spread it around in terms of the locals really coming up with superb performances as well.
That's right, and over at RC Cola, the imports combined just 9 points. And remember, that game against Cagayan combined 38 points, so even the imports are struggling today.
It has not been the kind of day they expected at the office. 17-5 is our score. Nagbabalasan na naman si Coach Ronald Dulay, trying to find the right combination to have his team just stay in there, just stay competitive.
Yep. But again, you know, I can't imagine how these girls go through what they go through during training, because they, you know, they started late. The team was formed late, so they just need to work double time.
Well, you know, from a coach's point of view, I mean, this has got to be frustrating because things have gone from bad to worse to disastrous. I mean, you look at this, the first set score line up to the second set, and right now your team's not even at the 5. Actually, it's just at 5 right now. They might not even break into double digits. It's 18-5.
That's right, as Cignal continues to pound here in this third set. And Rap Aguilar now serving. Boy, another good serve. Cignal has been serving well today. Finally, Kiza Yumang gets that through. And as we speak, Yumang serving for RC Cola. And there you go.
Another mistake. It's 19-6.
Sontaya. But you can see, no, Zhang Minghua has her moments of brilliance, but it's just that they really cannot sustain it. And we know the root cause of that statement.
Ouch, look at this. They come up with another mistake, and that's from Zhang. That will definitely not help because it is now 20-7. Here comes Braca once again.
That's right. This time she replaces Owano.
I was waiting for the cheers. What happened to all those tickets she gave out?
I think they're buying snacks outside.
I think so. They didn't think he was going to come back in. 20-7.
Zhan Lee.
Sontaya trying to get that through. Easily taken care of. Side. That time was red. On the other side, nobody.
Boy. You know, they could have played 2 balls and both balls would have just scored 2 points there in that play.
I agree.
There's really, until now, I don't see anyone near that ball, and you see the frustration of Sontaya.
Just throwing her hands up saying, what can you do? Garbin tries to be sneaky.
Braca gets a point for Cignal.
And we see another player trying to come in, Sartin. Will replace now one of the imports, and so that just might be it for Lee here today.
Pretty much.
22-7.
And yeah, we all know Sartin, even if it goes to the rotation that she has to spike, she can spike. We know Sartin to do that.
Quick play in the middle. Braca again with another point. She's got 2 points already.
Another substitution.
But we did see Hendrauli briefly earlier here in this match. That might also be it for Aguilar.
Whoop.
23-8.
That's right, service error by Cignal. Garbin. That's a better serve.
Bang! 3 points.
And you can see Lei giving Braca that thumbs up sign. You can see really the difference if a team is enjoying it. Everything is just so light.
And it'll end just the way it started virtually here for RC Cola. Zhang there with another mistake on the reception. And it's a resounding victory here for Cignal over RC Cola, winning in 3 straight sets. There's your scoreline, 25-14, 25-11, and 25-8. We'll be back to wrap things up. Let's take a look at some of the numbers of set number 3. Again, totally dominated by Cignal.
That's right, 15 attacks compared to 5. 1 block, and look at that, 5 service aces for Cignal, which talks about pretty much the gist of this game. It's the reception woes of RC Cola.
And they win in 3 quick sets. As expected, Cignal dominating RC Cola here at the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig. Let's check in now with Ricky.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I have with me Gilligan's best player of the game with 3 attacks, 9 excellent serves, and 26 excellent sets. We have Chisa. Chi, tell me, parang mukhang nakangiti kayo the whole time. What was the atmosphere sa dugout pati sa huddles ng team nyo?
Siguro yung atmosphere, nag-start kagabi. Siguro good training, nakapagpahinga kami na maayos, nag-focus kami kung ano yung gagawin namin for today. So dugout naman, lahat kami nakasmile. Nag-enjoy kami kung ano yung dapat gawin. Kumbaga, lahat good vibes.
So aside from that, aside from good vibes, ano pa kailangan nyo gawin para ipagpatuloy yung momentum nyo? You're going up against Cagayan Valley on November 27.
Siguro, practice pa kami ng service receive, ng blocking, kasi malakas yung atake ng Cagayan eh. So, defense, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Chisad, best player of the Gilligan's best player of the game. This is for you. Back to you guys, Anthony, Noreen.
Thank you very much. As we take a look at some more numbers, look at these, the leaderboard as far as this team is concerned. Cignal and RC Cola
Well, you can see the names there and the performance there in the set. But, you know, Anthony, I don't want to talk too much about numbers because it pretty much, when we covered this first game, it pretty much just summed up a team effort there. And Cignal played better than RC Cola.
Well, we are not yet done here in Solar Sports. Coming up next, it's another one of those matches you'd like to watch. It's the Petron Blaze Spikers up against the TMS Army Lady Troopers, only here on Solar Sports. Welcome to our second match of the day. Petron Blaze Spikers up against the TMS Army Lady Troopers. And now, obviously, when we take a look at this match, it's going to be another interesting match. But as far as these two teams are concerned, they need to be able to come up with a win because both of them coming off losses the last time out.
Well, this would be an interesting game because Petron has yet to win. And Army, the defending champion, just coming off their first, I think, ever straight set loss. And they want to bounce back.
Right now, it would be really nice to be able to take a look at the team standings, just so at least you can see exactly where these teams are right before this particular match. And obviously, PLDT, my DSL boosters, still lording it over everybody else.
That's right. And Cignal, the Lady Rising Suns of Cagayan, the Lady Troopers, 2-1 apiece. And Petron, Blaze Spikers, 0-2. And the RC Cola Raiders, 0-3.
And so, obviously, as far as Petron is concerned, they'd like to be able to come up with a much better showing here as we take a look at the way that they have performed. And, you know, people are regarding this as a sputtering start. And for a team like Petron, sputtering is not the kind of word you want to be associated with.
That's right. And, you know, Petron's a team who is struggling to find form still. But when you look at the individual players, you talk about a Mick Laborte, a Gretchen Ho, and of course the reinforcements. You know the capability or the capacity of this squad. But I think the gelling is what they're still looking for at this juncture.
And so how long do you think it's going to be able to get them to be able to actually start to realize their potential? Because obviously, it's not that long of a tournament. You need to be able to find your groove and find it now.
Yeah, definitely. We're talking about a short tournament, and these teams really have to work double time in practice.
And as you can see there, a sputtering start as far as Petron is concerned. And there are some good numbers here across the board, but obviously it's not enough.
Yeah, that's not enough. You know, you have the people who are the go-to people in Stephanie Mercado with 12 points, Shinako Tanaka, 11 points, Misao Tanyama, 33 excellent sets, and Zihar Vasho, the new addition to the squad with 9 points. There are performers, but I guess the whole question is what I was saying earlier, what we were talking about, is the gelling of the squad.
Now, on the other side of the coin, this team was on a roll, and then all of a sudden, they came crashing down to earth with that loss to PLDT, and it was quite surprising because they lost in 3 straight sets.
Yeah, I actually caught that on television, and I was surprised myself because if Team Army would lose, I didn't think for the life of me they'd lose in 3 straight sets. You know, it's really a different team that they didn't receive well, and their offense just wasn't there. We talk about Mary Jean Balsa with just 4 points. So, you know, the team really just crumbled against PLDT.
Well, we'd like to be able to find out. Obviously, there are days that things just don't work for you, and maybe that could have been one of those days. But we still have some decent numbers, but obviously these are not the kind of numbers you need to have in order to come up with a win.
That's right, and what you don't normally see, like I said earlier, Balsa with just 4, Alarca with 6, and Luang Tong Lang 6 points. Only Jovelyn Gonzaga broke in the double-digit scoring column with 10 points. But, you know, funny, Anthony, in that game, they were just a different team. They weren't the Army that we knew. We were expecting them to bounce back. Okay, second set, okay, third set, but they never did. And, you know, it's just not Team Army, so I'm pretty excited to watch them today.
I'm sure they're raring to go. Right now, let's check in with Ricky Flores.
You know what, Anthony and Noreen, let's take you guys back to that PLDT TMS Army game where Coach Rico and his girls lost for the very first time in straight sets in the history of the PSL. Did you know that days prior to that game, all they were practicing was service reception? Yun lang ina-ensayo nila sa practice. And according to him, naubusan lang daw sila versus PLDT. He even went up to Wanechaya and asked her, you know, what happened? And all she could do was cry. And then now I think they're all back together. They're all very positive. And that is why today, TMS Army's confident, and we'll see if they can stand against the heart of Petron. Now, these girls are just the best of friends. Let me tell you that they have a social media group wherein they all send each other very nice messages every day. And I know that you'll agree with me when I say that there is nothing scarier than a team with nothing to lose. So it should be an exciting matchup for today. Anthony, Noreen?
Well, it's going to prove to be an exciting game, especially if TMS Army comes to play as expected. Stick around. Coming up next is a dandy. Petron Blaze Spikers up against TMS Army Lady Troopers, only here on Solar Sports. Welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena as we listen in to find out who are going to be the starters for these respective teams. Coming up next, it's Petron up against TMS Philippine Army. Our officials are getting ready to enter the court and be introduced. And then the players will follow. We actually had a very quick first game here today, and that's why I guess people are starting to get their bearings here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Mr. Liberato Benito Jr., International Referee. Second referee is Mr. Dante Malazarte, National Referee. And now, your starting lineup for Petron Blaze Spikers, starting with number 1, Shinako Tanaka. Number 3, Gretchen Ho. Number 4, Stephanie Mercado. Number 11, Misao Tanyama. 13, Micah Morada. 17, Mikmik Laborte. Libero, number 5, and team captain, Cara Acevedo. And of course, our head coach is Coach Villette Ponce de Leon. And now, here is your starting lineup for the TMS Philippine Army Lady Troopers, starting with number 1, Jeannie Sabas. Number 5, Ging Balse. 7, and team captain, Tina Salak. Number 8, Javelin Gonzaga. Number 9, Michelle Carolino. Number 16, Wang Tonglang Wanichaya. Libero, number 15, Yuki Murakoshi. And of course, our head coach is Coach Rico de Guzman.
And now this game between Petron and TMS Philippine Army just about ready to get underway. Tina Salak will do the chores to get this match going.
Well, it's a relatively new first 6 for Team Army as we see Jeannie Sabas starting, and Dakis actually will ride the bench here in this first set.
Well, in the last match that I had the chance to cover TMS Army, Dakis did come on, but only in the second set. So, konting balasa siguro ginagawa ni Coach dito ngayon.
Well, you know, that's the luxury that Coach Rico has. He has a very deep bench. You have people in the bench I'm looking at in Nene Bautista and Dalia Cruz. So it's pretty much a very deep bench for him.
Going to the combination play quickly here is TMS Army. Pick up the first point.
That's right, and that's one combination play that they have mastered throughout the tournaments that they've played, that Gonzaga running differential, and it has been working for them.
We are tied at 1 apiece. One of the two Japanese imports serving that time. That's Misao doing the setting chores. And Shinako not up to the task that time.
That's right, she buries that into the net. But you know, Anthony, it's interesting really to see this Army squad bounce back from that 3-set loss. And, you know, we talked about it earlier. It's really not, you know, they're the defending champions. They are the defending champions. And for them to lose in 3 straight sets, I mean, that's really something that you know that they're going to bounce back from.
And Juan Ichaya is one person who has been dying to get into this match because katulad nga na sinabi ni Ricky Flores a while ago, she was in tears.
Well, she just contributed 6 points in that game, and according to our stat sheet, it's the lowest total in PSL Grand Prix so far. So yeah, I guess she's pretty much disappointed in herself.
Well, so much is expected from these imports. Sometimes, you know, for some imports, they like that pressure and they can handle it. There are other pressure, you know, there are other imports that can't handle that pressure.
Well, of course, you got to understand, as you're mentioning, it's a different atmosphere altogether. But yeah, I guess just give them more time talking about the imports. I'm sure, you know, they're used to this scene.
And right now it is 3-all early in this match. First set encounter between Petron and Army.
Well, a miscue there between Salak and the rest of the Army girls. Good reception.
Carolina blocked. Gonzaga gets it through.
A good dig by Misao.
Carolino blocked again. They go to the other side. Gonzaga finding a hole.
That's right, easy does it for Team Army in that play. No, that's also the luxury Tina Salak has. She can go to almost everyone, if not everyone in that rotation, even go back row. Oh, good dig by Morada.
A lot of times that would have been a score for Carolino. Carolino there doing what she likes to do, which is to block at the net.
That's right, she read that well. And for Petron, it's actually Cara Acevedo doing the libero chores today, at least here in the first set.
5-3, Army on top. Gonzaga serving. And sends it long.
You know, she needs to adjust because she was already by those A boards, but it was still long, so I guess she just has to take one off that.
Can you serve behind the A board?
Yeah, but you gotta jump over it.
Yeah, to get back into play. They go to Carolino. She gets it through and scores her second point.
Well, that's a good sign for Coach Rico and the rest of Team Army if Carolino can wax hot early here in the match.
Well, he showed you the numbers earlier, and Carolino actually didn't really figure in those top scorers.
Yeah. Well, actually, only Gonzaga was able to score more than 9 points, and which actually entered the double-digit column.
Balse there with the error. Let's check in now with Ricky.
Now, Anthony, I was able to squeeze in a quick chat with both Paneng Mercado and Cara Acevedo, two of the leaders of the Petron team, and according to them, they haven't been able to adjust to eliminating errors. What happens is nagsusunod-sunod lang, and that's something they're working on. Now, Cara, who is suited up as a libero today, is probably the most vocal in the group, and everyone lends their ears whenever she's talking. So her presence in the court will definitely boost Petron's fighting spirit. Anthony Reen?
Well, let's see if they can come up with a win here today. They need to finally break into that win column, but up against an Army side that is just aching to come back after that poor showing. They have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, of course. And everyone knows Team Army. They're a team who plays with a lot of pride. So losing in straight sets, you know, that's really ouch. You know, it hurts for them.
But you can see Petron coming up with a good showing, staying in step early, only down by 1.
That's right. Of course, Mick Laborte, always the leader as well for this team.
You've got so many leaders on that team. Laborte now with the serve. Sends that long. Ouch. That'll bring us to the technical timeout of set number 1. And as it stands, it's Army up on top by 2. Welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena. Jovelyn Gonzaga already with 3 points early.
Well, Jovelyn Gonzaga has emerged to be a go-to or actually one of the first options for Team Army.
Well, she's picked up from where she left off in that last game with 10 markers right now. Quickly on the board. Mercado with a mistake earlier.
Oh, good dig by Balse.
Wanichaya can't get that through.
But A for effort for Ging Balse.
Definitely. And you know, the point I was going to make is the fact that she's not really tops in scoring anymore, but she's trying to help out in other departments.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good save by Gonzaga. You know, that's true. She makes up for her digging, especially her blocking.
You can see that great effort there by Gonzaga to just get that over, and she stood up and tried to block it as well.
That's right. But she's all of, I think, 22? Something
Yes.
very young, so can afford to dive and jump.
Exactly.
Well, again, that's near the net.
Not to mention the fact that, you know, she also plays for the national team as far as beach volleyball is concerned. And so she's used to those kind of dives. Kaso lang medyo mas masakit dito, no?
Yeah.
As compared to beach volleyball.
Well, 9-all is the count right now.
Gonzaga!
Wow.
Got 4 points already.
She is one at the top of her game right now. That was a perfect differential. And you heard the sound of that, no? Solid.
Well, if you have a player on the rise, that's Gonzaga.
Whoa! You were talking about that, Anthony. Balse contributing in other aspects.
So they have not really gone to her offensively, but still making sure that, since she's a veteran, trying to keep that team together, helping out in other aspects.
That's right. This is Jeannie Sabas serving for Army.
Quick set. That's going to go over.
Oh, good save. That was a good save by Army. That was actually going over, but Salak saved it from going over, and Peng, diba? Peng, that's her
Yes.
nickname.
Peng.
Luang Tong Lang. Yeah, she hit it before the set went over.
That was making something out of nothing.
Yeah, that was a short point already for Petron.
And that's why Petron stopped.
Back set, Murada.
Miscommunication there with Peng. And Petron cashes in.
Well, Army right now having some miscues in terms of offense. You can see Salak talking to her teammates.
And you can see now she's giving the signal twice and thrice.
Yeah.
One of the few instances Balse attacks.
Oh, good dig.
They go to Balse.
Block coverage.
Just gonna have to get that one over.
That's right.
Not the best of sets.
Well anticipated by Jove Gonzaga in that play.
Boy, Gonzaga is just pouring on the points. She wants to get 10 points in the first set alone.
Yeah. Oh, what a lethal front row this for Army of Carolino, Balse, and Gonzaga.
That will send shivers down the spine of any opponent.
Wow. Heads up
Carolina
play.
scores.
Yeah. But you know what's nice about Army right now here in this first set? Heads up, you know, the reception's not perfect, but at least they keep it in play. Not like that game that I watched.
Yes. Actually, there was a lot of standing and watching more than anything else. A while ago, Peng just showed you that miss set. You talked about that, and she still made something out of it.
That's right. They're more actually mentally focused in today's match.
And we talked about it also in the pregame. Sometimes there are really just days like that for even the best of teams.
Yep.
Don't do that in front of Mick Laporte. She will make you pay.
That's right, a misreceive. And you know that's the fault always of, in terms of defense, of any squad. Once you misreceive, everybody tends to go near the attack line, near the net. So when they punch it to the back, no people, no one's there.
Gonzaga, that time is blocked. The violation will be called. They say it doesn't go over.
That's right, they call it 4 touches. Just a 1-point lead right now for Army.
Nice rally put together here by Petron, trying to show they're not sputtering. That's going to go long.
Well, that wasn't the, the best approach you can see for a quick, and Balse found herself below or beneath the ball, so she just punched it wide.
We're tied. Carolina blocked.
Wow, Petron now on a roll.
Coach Villette very happy on the sidelines.
But if you're Army right now, you want to check your service reception, because that has been actually their Waterloo today so far.
They go on the outside. Gonzaga. Wanichaya keeps that alive.
Oh, that's too near the net.
But Balse was there. Carolino. That's going to hit the antenna, I believe.
Uncharacteristic of Army again.
And we're now going to get to the second critical timeout of set number 1. And this time, we find Petron up by 2. Gretchen Ho now to serve.
She has been there for quite a while.
On the back row, Peng. Doug. Carolina sends that long. Parang gigil na yun, ano?
Oh, that's right. Because she anticipated that free gift. But it has been the errors of Army actually giving Petron some bonus points.
And Petron continuing to add to their tally. Gonzaga. That was snuffed out. Yes, Carolina just sends it to the back. Chance again for Petron. That doesn't go over.
Well, Petron doesn't know that, but the referee did signal that it did not go over. Oh, now they know.
That was clear. That wasn't a block. That actually was even below the tape of the net.
You see Shanako still questioning that call, but it stays. Free ball for Army.
On the back, Peng. Doug. They go to Carolino.
Oh. You know, that was a good opportunity for Army to utilize their plays, and obviously Salak going to the differential first to the back, and then now to Michelle Carolino, who scores. They needed that.
They want to be able to tie things up if they can. As quickly as possible. That's not going to help.
Try to service error again, piling up for Team Army.
Now she made the adjustment. And it didn't go over the net.
Too much adjustment.
Remember?
Yeah.
You talked about that earlier. She ran out of space in her first serve. Now couldn't get it over.
That's pretty anemic serve for Joe Gonzaga.
Pero bumawi naman doon sa kabila. So we are now back with Army. And Mary Jean Balse to serve.
Good serve. Oh, Mercado has her version of target shooting. A while ago, it was Michelle Carolina to the antenna. Now it's Mercado.
And we are tied at 18. Boy, look at sharp serves. A lot of them just not getting over the net, and it's going to be another point for Petron. They're up by 1 again.
I know, and I'm actually looking at Coach Rico de Guzman really just shaking his head, and I think really disgusted with the errors that Army is committing or has been committing.
And that's why they've been struggling. Salak tries to score. Twice denied. Quick set.
Oh! Sabas with a quick there for Army.
And we are tied at 19.
No, I like Sabas. I've watched her play for how many years now. She's not really the first 6 normally of Army, but she's so focused every time she's called upon. You know, she's a very perfect example of a classic role player.
That was definitely tipped. And Sabas is really playing her role to the hilt here. Scoring when asked to, but at the same time just trying to do the little things.
That's right, very steady. Good serve. Oh, Army trying to plead their case, but I think that's a good call by the referee.
We're tied at 20.
If it didn't land in, I think it was also a check ball. Wow.
Bang!
Bang, bang, bang.
See the way she gets up there and obviously trying to add to her tally as quickly as possible.
But look at that set by Salak. What a set. Perfect set. She still has it in her. I'm talking about Tina Salak.
Oh, yes, definitely. The block goes out, and it's a point. We're tied at 21.
Wow, this is a long first set. Both teams just don't want to give.
Salak goes the other way.
Oh,
And
again.
Saba scores.
You just gotta love it when, you know, players like that, you know, you look at her, she's very focused, and when she scores the point, you know, as a fan of Army, I'm sure you're just overjoyed.
Those are bonus points. That's not going to go over clearly. And a timeout will be called by Coach Villette. She senses trouble, and why not? Her team down by 2.
Bawal gigil, ha? Pag wala kayo sa pwesto, ipasok nyo lang. Okay? I-over nyo lang yung bola. Bawal ang gigil. Si Tina, backliner na. So, 3 yan. Ikaw ang tumapat kay Jom. Okay? Si Sabas, pag doon nagsisimula, pumapasok siya ng A. 2 kayo. Ha? Tsaka, pwede huwag na nating intayin yung bola na mapalo nila. Ipasok nyo na yung kamay nyo. Kunin nyo na sa kabila. Lalo si Sabas, mababa lang yung bola niya. Let's go! Petron!
Very specific instructions. And now starting to key on Sabas.
Yep, that's right. Well, you can see some numbers in terms of serves. Faults for the Blaze Spikers 2, and for the Troopers 6.
6.
That's why, you know, Coach Rico is actually just shaking his head.
But now he can throw all that out the window because they just might be winning this first set. Coach Villette very disappointed about that one. She was very specific about a lot of things, but she forgot to touch on the reception.
The basic. Oh, that's a better one.
That's perfect reception. Through the block. And Tanaka scores.
That's right. And that was actually far. That was near the antenna, but she's still able to hit it to the blocker's hand.
Morada. They go to the back. Gonzaga.
Wow.
Basang-basa yun.
Oh, 2 straight points by Petron, and now they're just down by 1.
I like this timeout. That kills the momentum of the opponent, and at the same time, you can design a play and make sure that everybody now is on the same page.
Dito? Saan mo na namigay? Magpapatong ka na lang. Guys, receive lang, receive. Kailangan, 1 puntos lang, oh. Magandang play lang kailangan natin. Peng, ready. 3. Ha? Isang receive lang, isang receive. One receive.
You see, that time, Coach Rico addressing his guest players, saying, number one, we got to receive.
Yep.
And all we got to do is just execute this play, and the first set is ours.
That's right. And he gave specific instructions. So, like, he made her feel that she's part of the huddle.
Which is what you and I talked about during the first game. There's a reception they were looking for. Ping!
Masanorin.
And from a coach's point of view, you just love that. You call a timeout, you diagram a play, and your players execute. It makes you look like a genius.
That's right. The final point goes to Peng.
And he called that. You heard it on television. We will be back for more. TMS Army takes the first set, 25-23. Let's check out some of the numbers of set number one.
Army with 14 attacks as compared to only 8 for Petron. Blocking, they're still ahead. Well, when you look at all the numbers, Army obviously, they played a better game in that first set, and in all categories they lead it. They played better. It's far from what you covered days back.
But still, what might be scary here for some of the opponents, eventual opponents of TMS Army, and even for Petron, is the fact that obviously Army did not play perfect.
Yeah.
That's still not the Army we're used to seeing, and they still won that set 25-23.
That's right. And you know why? The start actually of Petron was kind of slow, and to the latter part, they were able to, keep it close, but Army just pulled away in the last 2 points. But it was also their errors that, now they have to check that.
Let's see if they can. Peng scores.
Well, that's what the coach will always say. Don't wait for it when it's near the net. You wait for it by the net. Don't wait for it on the ground.
You're going to make it so much more difficult for yourself that way. Out of the reach of Tanaka. And very quickly, Army up 2-0.
Another good serve by Salak.
Salak has been serving tremendously here today. That's through. Not tipped. And it's 3-0. Coach Villette now up on her feet, talking to her girls. Look at that serve. Really, really tight. And in.
Yeah, it's an ace. If you watch Tina Salak serve, she really changes it. She varies her serve, so you always keep guessing.
Through the block. Nobody back there. That was actually Tina Salak getting ready to serve once again.
And she knew it, when she tried to go for it, but she knew she was late. She already apologized to Coach Rico.
Kala ko nakuha na natin ulit yung puntos eh.
Well, you're talking about that. Dak is now in for Army. You saw her warming up at the end of the first set. Oh, free ball.
They go outside Peng. Morada blocked.
Oh, that was Sabas and Gonzaga.
Let's check in now with Ricky.
Now, we all know Jovelyn Gonzalez is an excellent player, but here are some things you probably didn't know about her. So she just turned 22 last month. Her teammates say she's bionic. She likes to sleep a lot. She never leaves the barracks daw unless it's with her teammates. She is the baby of the team. Sobrang husay daw niya sa ensayo. And she doesn't cook, but she sure loves to eat. So it makes you wonder where she keeps it. Anthony Noreen?
Thanks a lot. Well, Jovelyn Gonzaga, one of the budding stars, if not, already a star here in her own right, but she, I guess, being the youngest, talagang siya yung inaalagaan ng lahat, ano?
Yeah. You can see, how disciplined she is as a player. She doesn't leave. She only leaves with her teammates, meaning you get to bond with your teammates. So, it's somebody somebody really you want to emulate as a player.
But going back to that point of Ricky, where does she put it?
Life is not fair.
No, I'm sure her, because her metabolism is just like a well-oiled machine. It just keeps chugging and chugging away.
One day, when she grows old.
Yeah, I remember, growing up, that's what everybody would tell me. Tatanda ka rin. And I guess, you know, we will all get there.
Yeah.
And Jovelyn saying, okay, until I get there, I'm going to enjoy my youth.
And my eating.
Yes. Now's the time to enjoy it, definitely.
That's right. Good save by Army.
Boy, joust at the net. And Dakis was no match there for the Japanese import, Misao.
That's right. You know, that's a good, that play, no? You have to actually, if you want to learn how to block an over-reception, look at Misao. She just stood her ground. She was the one actually whose back was faced to the net, right? She faced the net, she stood her ground, and actually Dakis tried to hit it through her hand, but she was able to block it.
That also shows good body strength here.
Yes. Good cover by Army.
That's off the block. And that'll bring us to our first technical timeout of set number 2. TMS Army has doubled up on Petron.
TMS Army, siguro it's gonna be a challenge. Lahat sila may play for each player by knowing their place, kung ano yung madalas silang ginagawa. Gano'n namin sila babantayan. And wala naman din point player. Feel ko everyone scores.
Gretchen Ho there and her thoughts.
She actually read Army pretty well. That was a good observation. Everyone has their own play.
Dakis there with a strong attack. That was blocked. Salak trying to push that through. They go to Murada. She's blocked. And they say it's not going to go over.
That's right. And Salak and Balse both working hard in that play.
Coach Villette now starting to get a little bit frustrated with her girls. Back through the block.
That's right. Check ball. That was a good play for Petron.
And the Army girls are looking around. Who? Oh, it was clearly touched.
Don't you love it if they really don't admit?
I guess I haven't seen a player that has really admitted a certain fault to any official.
I know. Wow, good dig by Acevedo.
Exactly. Peng has helped out also in that department. Acevedo again.
Wow, good single block. Oh, that's still alive.
Great point.
Oh! Tina Salak. That was so smart of her, huh?
Exactly.
She just gave justice to the efforts of her teammates.
Watch it here once again. If you don't believe us.
That was after quite a long rally.
Correct. 10-5.
We got to give credit to Peng for her excellent defense.
I agree. Mercado easily dug there by Balse. Dakis finds a seam.
You know, when you look at that play, it's so obvious that because Tina Salak has been scoring in those second balls, Laborde is actually, eyeing Tina Salak. So when the ball goes near the net, she jumps. And when Salak sets it, there's just one blocker left in the open spiker or the utility spiker.
Balse there in an error. And she's there cringing after that mistake. But still, her team comfortably up by 5.
Laborde now serving for Petron.
Salak once again. Let's get my name on the board, huh?
No, she's actually bringing Petron to school so far in the 2 sets.
Maybe next time Gretchen can include that in her comments.
Salak and her second ball over.
Yeah. Mercado blocked.
One more time.
Blocked again.
Time. Oh,
I don't think that went over. Yep, that one hit the tip of the tape.
That happened right in front of us.
Look at this. Great numbers
That's a setter. We have to remind people that's a
Yes,
setter.
that's right. That is sent long by Dakis.
Well, 7 serving 13.
Tit for tat.
Well, you know, Anthony, I have noticed that in today's match, even the match before this one, there are a lot of service errors. I'm kind of puzzled. Maybe is it the air here? I don't know.
I agree. Well, I guess it's just one of those days. Because we were playing in this very same venue the other day, and there weren't that much poor serves. Maybe they adjusted the lights or something.
Yeah.
It's messing with the players.
That's right. Well, anyway, Salak.
Gonzaga, bang!
Oh, Minsao just got one there.
She was like, I'm more used to being close to the net, not being made target practice.
That's how deadly Jove Gonzaga can be. Sabas. Oh, that just rolled over.
That's not going to get over. Great offensive effort that time put together by Petron, but they need a lot more because they're down by 6.
That's right, but you know, this is also a good rotation. You have both Laborde and Morada in front. Of course, Morada used to be also a middle spiker, middle blocker during her university days.
Gonna block that one. 1-on-1, Gonzaga against Morada. And Gonzaga makes Petron pay. As we get to our technical timeout of the second set, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Success and faults on the serve from both squads.
Well, you know, the Petron Blaze Spikers with 4 faults. For Army, they have 7 faults, but at least they have 3 aces, but so it basically negates.
Yeah.
3 aces, 7 faults, and
welcome back to Solar Sports. As we bring to you this game between TMS Army and the Petron Blaze Boosters.
wow. That serve just dove, no? Last minute, you saw it. Talagang another ace there for Peng. So for those who just joined us, do we call her Peng because her real name is Wanichaya Luangtong Lang? And it's pretty much of a tongue twister. So let's know her by Peng.
Not to mention a mouthful. And when I say mouthful, I'm talking about a real mouthful.
Well, such as that, you know, Gonzaga has been piling up the points. More than a mouthful already.
Yep. It is now 18-9. TMS Army up against the Petron Blaze Spikers.
Another good serve.
They go outside. Dakis blocked. Dakis asking for it again, but they go to Balse. Now Dakis.
Oh, this is a long rally.
Dakis struggles to get that one. Gonzaga will not score.
Did you see her reaction when she hit that? When she knew she'd made that error, she screamed at the top of her lungs.
And also apologizing there was the libero, Yuki. She said, I could have given a slightly better set. Bello comes in, so does Lopez here for Petron.
Well, they're down by 8 points. Coach Villette hoping these 2 can actually be spark plugs for Petron. Oh, good block by Army.
Well, right now, trying to go with an all-local crew. Tignan natin, kala ko sasagutin si Coach Rico. Sending in new players at ilalabas din sana niya yung kanyang mga imports. Pero sabi niya, hindi. I will not answer that call.
But it's pretty much the same substitution. They bring in the second setter and another blocker in front, so you have a full front row for both squads.
Morada scores. Well, I guess Coach Rico knows that So far, so good for his squad here. Up by 8, 19-11. If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah, that's true.
Nice serve by Morada. Balse didn't get all of that one.
Oh, both teams keeping it in play.
Bang! Nice dig here by Morada.
Good cover.
Iratay sends it over to Dakis.
Finally!
And Acevedo was almost there, but still, I don't think she would have been able to get anything behind that one.
That's right, but for Dakis, finally, really, if your perseverance. Finally, she's been blocked so many times, but finally she gets that legitimate kill. Good serve by Mary Jean Balse.
Nice effort once again by Balse to keep that alive.
That's right.
But Laborte says, enough is enough. We need to score.
And she's actually challenging Ging Balse here. That was a good dig here. Here, let's see if you can do it again.
Malayo natin naman. Yan na nga yung sinabi mo. Can you get this? And then Balse looks up at the score and says, hey,
yeah,
we're on top. Violation would be called.
That's right. That's a blocker's, how do you call that? Mental lapse, because you're the setter. That's, if a good setter can do that, show that even if the ball is going over, that they'll set it.
Correct.
And then the blocker, because they're near the ball, that you will touch the ball, you know, and it's a violation. So the blockers have to try, actually be focused when that happens.
They go outside. Ping scores again. Coach Villette suing for time here. I think this one really just to try to get whatever momentum you can here for the second set that carries on to the third.
Ikaw tatapat. Okay. Diretso mo lang dito. Huwag kang humarap doon. Kahit doon siya galing, huwag mo siyang harapan. Diretso mo lang dito. Basta ikaw ang nakatapat sa kanya. Panuhin mo kagad. Ang bagal eh. Nakaabutan tayo ng blocker eh. Hindi naman siya mabilis eh. Taas lang natin yung score.
Well, a while ago, noticeably absent in that huddle were the two imports. Didn't even come over to join.
Know. Well, it's a local 6 right now for Petron. Oh, Sabas.
Sabas just continues to roll, huh?
I know. She's been playing well in today's match.
At napansin mo na yun eh, from the very first time na pinasok siya ni Coach Rico, she's really contributed. And it hasn't stopped.
That's right. And somebody who also has contributed in today's cause is Peng. You know, Luang Tong Lang really playing solid for Army.
Hey, Nene Bautista in the game now.
That's right. Together with Iratay in for Salak and Michelle. I think it was...
Well, Carolina didn't start. In her place was Dakis. And here comes Shinako Tanaka and Misao.
Sorry, they came in for Jove Gonzaga and Tina Sala.
Correct. And now to serve, we have Misao Tanyama.
Ratay. Again! She's playing well today.
Kita mo yung buwelo niya?
Obviously, she's more comfortable in today's match with the sets she's been given. You know, she's just going up and firing at will.
What a difference a day makes, huh?
And a loss, a straight sets loss makes.
That just slaps you, wakes you up. Mercado scores that time.
That's right. That's one. That's, you know, that's good for Steph Mercado, who has actually been silent in today's match.
24-14.
Looks like that was going out.
Morata's not going to get that over. Not a scoreline you and I would have expected, but it's a second set victory here by TMS Army, and they win it 25-14. Let's take a look at some more numbers, this time of set number 2.
Well, similar to the you know what happened in the first set, Army led in all categories: attacks, blocks, and services. You know what's nice about Army in that second set? They played lighter, more relaxed, and people like Peng, Luang Tong Lang just stepped up. Gonzaga played her solid game. Sabas played her solid game. So Army played very steady, and they just stamped their class over Petron in that first set.
So you can see some more of the action. Dak is also getting into it. Scoring it. It is again another total team effort from TMS Army. There's Gonzaga, their star right now. On the other side, there's the star of Petron. She needs to get going. Gretchen Ho.
Yeah, you know, she has been silent as well, together with Steph Mercado. We haven't seen them attempt too much in this match.
If you're Coach Villette, what can you do to be able to shake things up and at least try to make this third set competitive?
Well, you know, they really have to start with, again, service reception. They haven't been receiving all that well. So Misao can't really go to people like Gretchen Ho, who's comfortable with running spike, with quicks, Mercado. So you don't hear them actually attempt. They have to start there and maybe do some substitutions in the process.
Great dig there by Yuki. And Gonzaga just powers that through.
Gonzaga still relentless here in this match. Tina Salak again starting. Remember, I think the first set that she scored how many points just off her serve?
Yeah, that's right. She served quite a bit. That's going to go out. First point here for Petron in set number 3.
Oh, Misao. Oh, good serve. Oh.
Yuki got an arm on it, but that was all she could do.
That's right, Shinako. You know, I think also Misao has to go more to Shinako as well, because she's been trying to, you know, get other people involved with the little good reception she gets. And Shinako, she tends to, like, you know, be just one of them. And if she goes more to her, maybe they could score more points.
And I think the communication factor will also help. So I guess, you know, if they do imports start to work, I understand your point. Start to work closely, a little bit more closely with each other. At least start from there and then build out.
Yep.
Poor serve.
Dak is having fun there.
I thought she was going to give the official one right after he got hit by the ball. One with the ball, one with mine.
And then that she'll end with that smile and get away with it.
And there you see Tanaka scoring.
Well, again, they gotta get her going, you know, early on in this third set. Salak was there, and you can see her reaction. Salak. Back to Gonzaga. Finally, coverage there.
Easily there for Balse. Let's check it out with Ricky.
Now, if you guys noticed how much Peng has stepped up her game today, Coach Rico's told me it's because she's very well rested. They moved her quarters nearer to their practice venue, so less traveling for her, and it looks like it's actually paying off. And you've also noticed how silent Gretchen Ho is today. Last Tuesday, during training, she suffered a mild sprain, but it's nothing serious, says her coaches. She's still set to help her team get her first win today. Anthony and Irene?
Well, she's trying gamely. Right now, it doesn't look like it may happen. So this is a much more competitive third set.
That's right. And Petron seems like they're now kind of enjoying it more, talking, and they're actually noisy here in this third set. Good reception there.
Miscommunication.
A rare one at that between Salak and Balse.
Yep, that's not something you see every day. Dakis gets it. That is what they were looking for earlier.
That's right, but you know that Petron actually used that 3 players used one hand to get that over. It's like parang badminton. Kulang na lang racket.
Basta maiabot at maiakyat at maitawid. Okay
right.
na.
Oo nga eh. And Salak did the best thing she can do. She saw that the defense was in disarray. I'll set it back to Balse.
And Balse has scored quite a bit here. Dakis couldn't control that one.
That's right, and Laborde gets that point. Petron, you know, ahead here in the third set, 75.
Nick Laborde. And Petron gets to the first technical timeout of set number 3 ahead. They're up by 3. Our tally is 8-5. Let's compare Misao and Tina.
That's right, although Tina Salak actually has better numbers, 13 as compared to Misao's 8. Petron ahead here. And, you know, things looking good for Petron because they obviously have regrouped. I saw Laborde talking to everyone, and again, they're more teamwork right now.
And they are up by 4. It's showing.
Good block there by Misao.
Laborde can get that through. And she said, mababa yun. And my question is, naintindihan ba siya ni Misao?
I think so because when I saw Misao like look this way, she was smiling. So I guess she kind of got the message.
Well, I guess you didn't have to say. You can say it in any language. And obviously, Misao knew that she didn't give the best of sets. Peng gets to that.
She has been chasing a lot of balls.
Dakis lets that go.
That's right, that was a total miss-hit by Mercado. Balse now serving for Army, 7 serving 9. Oh, miscue there.
They go back to Dakis, and she hammers that through.
You know, Dakis also is at a level, you can see her leap. She's so light and, you know, she's so light. She has that hang time. Kala mo, she's still playing for her university.
That's right, and you know, when she hammers that down, you can really hear it. Just so much power. Behind that end, an ace here for Balse. And we are tied at 9.
I know.
Just when we were talking about the great showing of Petron, after that technical timeout, it seems like they're now starting to sputter once again.
Sputter, word of the day. Well, Lopez with that shank, but now she keeps it in play.
That was off Sabas.
Laborde coming to life here in the third set, and she has to, because if you want to extend this match, you have to win this set.
That's another girl who needs to come up strong and big. And she comes up with too strong of a serve.
That's right, and we are tied again at 10.
Well, if you're a rooter for Petron, you've got to be happy. At least now you're making the third set competitive. But again, after being up by 4 or 5 points, you can't be happy that tabla na naman yung team mo.
That's right.
Salak attacking.
One more time.
She goes to Peng, goes cross court. And she runs out of space.
That's right. She wanted to target that angle, but she realized it was so strong. Laborte with a good serve.
Peng again. Boy, look at the way she just cocks that and hammers it down.
And there's some sort of delay in that
Yes.
last spike. There was a delay, and then finally when she saw the blockers kind of going down, like bang.
She was showing us some of her hang time.
Yep. Oh, it's too near the net.
Great effort there by Yuki. And Tina Salak knew it was a violation.
Yep, the back row. Misa with a good serve. Oh.
That time, you know, Peng said, okay, let's take some off it.
And she still gets the point. But that was a miscue between Cara Acevedo and Steph Mercado. Sabas. Ace.
Well, your player just keeps on rolling. And, you know, he's actually kept her in there all throughout. Talking about Coach Rico.
Yeah, but she's been really solid, you know, steady, nothing flashy. Good cover there again. Oh.
Balse keep asking for that ball to be a little higher.
That's right, 3 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 serve.
And there she continues to still talk, saying, yeah, just give it higher. Uh-oh.
Well, she is human after all.
Yeah. After heaping all that praise, huh?
Oh, I gotta chat with her later. No.
You made me look bad.
Oh,
Yuki lets that go.
Good call, huh, for the libero, yeah. Yuki Murakoshi. I like her last name, Murakoshi.
Murakoshi, and she's been very solid in that position. What a welcome addition for Army.
Yeah.
Peng with one of her few mistakes here today.
That's right, but the match is still close. Petron 14, Army 15.
They go outside. Gonzaga hammers it.
Boy, she is on fire today.
Well, Petron got to our first technical timeout ahead. In the second technical timeout, the tables have been turned. It's now Army on top by 2. Look at the digs.
That's right, that's Yuki Murakoshi, 11, and Cara Acevedo, 5. But, you know, for me, that's already decent for Cara Acevedo, who's not actually known to be a libero, but who obviously welcomed that new task given to her by Coach Villet.
Well, these athletes, anytime there's a new challenge in front of them, anything they can do to help their team, they will say yes.
For the love of the sport.
Ang problema lang, you know, they just might be going down to another loss here. They're down 2-0, and they're down by 2 here.
Boy, Balse.
Balse looking over and says, sabi ko sa'yo eh. Taasan mo lang.
Basta bigyan mo ko.
Oo, ako nang bahala ron.
Oh, good serve.
Violation will be called on Salak, and she knew it.
She punished herself.
I don't know if you caught that on the screens, but as you said, Pinarusahan niya yung sarili niya.
Yeah, she did a headbutt with the ball. Good set, but an equally good dig. Boy, Petron's still fighting here in the third set.
And as a coach, you like to see that. Basta lumaban lang yun yung mga players. Anything can happen.
That's right, and you know, they're actually playing better now than the first two sets.
I totally agree. That's off the block. That would have scored any which way. And we are tied at 17.
That's right, and that's Stephanie Mercado for you, actually making amends for her previous errors. Oh.
Ow. Not when you're coming up with a decent rally. You stop it there on a service error.
Exactly. Hopefully that will not be their turning point.
Correct. Sabas continues to score.
That's right, that free gift. Sabas makes no mistake with that.
Ang dami na niya mga puntos dito, no?
That's right. Again, very steady for Coach Rico.
And she was not in that graphic we had during the pregame. Neither was Michelle Carolino, who scored a lot also in her stint on the floor during that first set. Coach Villet.
Mabilis na balikan ng bola, binibitawan natin. Bakating-bakating yung area na to. O hindi man dito, dito naman sa kabila. Pansinin nyo, pag nagbabalikan ng bola, pag tayo naka-receive, naiangat lang natin yung bola, namamatay yung bola sa kabila. If rally comes back to us, if we can receive the ball high, we can hit the ball, we can kill the ball, we can get the point. So, importante yun. Let's go! Petron!
Well, finally, you know, you were asking how they communicate. Well, you look some numbers, Jeannie Sabas 4 attacks and 2 serves. So you're asking Coach Villet, because we saw Coach Rico actually, they'll talk to his
That's right.
imports. There you go.
So now they are starting to communicate to them a little bit. Oh, great effort there by Mercado.
That's right, that changing the pace there. Good serve. But you know, Yuki has been playing well also for Team Army today.
Definitely.
Miss set there, and the free ball for Petron.
Dakis.
Off the block.
Wow. Just look at the power she has behind that one.
But it's so funny how, you know, they're gearing to go and then you get a miss set and then, okay, you have to give a free ball. The Army just froze for a second there.
Well, we're enjoying ourselves here. We hope all of you are enjoying the coverage here on Solar Sports. This is the Philippine Superliga Grand Prix.
Mick Laborde attempting a back set.
And easily scoring is Tina Salak. Final timeout here for Coach Villet.
Alam niyo naman si Tina, mapa-backline, mapa-frontline niya, nagbabalik ng bola yan. That is her game, that is her play. Second ball, ino-over niya. Tara, iangat natin. Hindi pa tapos to, okay? Kunin lang natin yung bola. Wala tayong first ball, wala tayong play.
Boy, frustration's got to start setting in here for Petron, because they've been inching and dying to be able to just break into that win column.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, we were players once in our lives. Now, normally going into a match, you do study your opponents, you know, that the strengths and weaknesses, let's say, of Salak. So Coach Villet was just reminding them, you know, I'm sure they've studied her and said, that's her play.
And we must have talked about that during practice.
Yeah.
The problem is Tina Salak is sneaky.
Yes. And she gets away with it.
And it's another point. 5 points. Ang lamang ng Army, and they are just 2 points away from bagging another victory.
That's right, that was Carmela Lopez into the antenna.
And it is now set point, match point for TMS, Philippine Army.
That's right, and Dak is trying to end this and complete a comeback by Team Army.
Oh yeah, they were itching to just get back into the win column.
Well, still alive for Petron.
And it ends there. Tanaka not able to get that up and over. And another convincing victory by TMS Philippine Army, and a big one as far as they're concerned, because they came up quite flat in their last time.
That's right, and they come back and they make up for that 3-set loss.
And there is our final score: 25-23, 25-14, and 25-18. 3 straight sets for TMS Philippine Army. We'll be back. Let's take a look at some of the action and the numbers of set number 3, which proved to be the final set here in this match.
Well, Army just really played, they really just played better with 12 attacks as compared to 8. Blocking, Petron blocked better 2-1, but the service, you know, very steady serving by Army, and again, service reception errors really just haunted Team Petron.
Well, Petron was up at a certain stage, but nahabol din sila nung kupunan ng Army, and eventually winning in 3 straight sets, showing their complete dominance here today.
And again, I have to mention it again, you know, it's a comeback from that 3-set defeat.
And there is the final score: 25-23, 25-14, and 25-18. Let's check it out with Ricky.
Thank you very much, Anthony and Noreen. And I have with me Gilligan's best player of the game with 9 attacks and 2 blocks. We have none other than Miss Jovelyn Gonzaga. Here you go. That is your gift certificate. Tell me, ano yung atmosphere sa dugout last game nung natalo kayo ng straight sets?
Lahat kami, parang walang pansinan. Siyempre parang tulalay pa. Tulala pa sa nangyari. Pero doon yung coach namin na at least sa early stage ng laro, doon kami natatalo, at least may matutunan kami para sa susunod mas lalo pa namin pagbubutihan at yung pangahawakan talaga yung kung ano man meron kami last year na pagka-champion. Yun.
And sobrang ganda ng game nyo today. Can I just say congratulations. Ano yung kailangan nyo gawin para ipagpatuloy yung momentum nyo sa PSL?
Yun, yung tuloy-tuloy pa din yung training program namin, sariling pagpapakondisyon sa sarili, at yung mindset talaga sa laro. Pagpasok sa court, ready na yung mindset.
Okay, and finally, pinag-usapan namin kanina yung eating habits mo, mahilig ka daw kumain. Gusto mo laman ni Anthony, pati ni Noreen, kung saan mo daw tinatago yung mga kinakain mo?
Metabolism siguro. Tapos malikot kasi ako sa ensayo. Siguro doon na-burn. Hindi ko rin alam nagpapataba naman.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again, Gilligan's best player of the game, Anthony.
Thank you very much. Yun, nasagot na yung tanong natin.
I'm not
Saan
satisfied. I'm not satisfied. No, I'm just
Sabi
kidding.
nga niya kanina, tatanda ka rin. Pero you know, that's obviously something that you have when you're young and you have all that energy. Mabilis talaga yung kanilang metabolism. And it shows in the game. Nakita mo lahat ng kinakain niya, nilalabas siya doon sa laro.
You know, and it speaks highly. I mean, the way she talked about it, no, it's like, you know that she's a very disciplined player, coming to a game mindset, you know, discipline. So that's why she's been performing well. And the eating, sige na, let's give it to her. But
you know, Noreen, I wanted to find out, obviously people don't realize that it's very hard for a defending champion to be able to just go through a season unmarked or unscathed, because everybody wants to get back at you because you've got that big X on your back.
That's right. And, you know, she said it well, and Coach Rico said it well. It's good that they lost early on. At least they can learn from that and bounce back and hopefully, you know, give another go at the championship in this conference.
And before we go, of course, we'd like to show you the matches coming up on Wednesday. We've got more dandy games coming your way only here on Solar Sports. And this is our numbers. But right now, let's take a look at the leaders first. Just at least you can see kung sino yung nangibabaw sa larong ito.
Well, Gonzaga, obviously, like last game, she top scored with 9 attacks. Laborte with 7 blocking. Guanichaya with 3, 2 players tied at 2, and service, you can see 3 players tied at 3. So Lady Troopers, overall, they played better.
And that's quite surprising. Not to say that Laborte is leading the charge in attacks, but at the same time, obviously, you know, you expect at least some of the other players to really show the way. Matches on Wednesday, Women's Division once again at 2 p.m. here at the Inares Sports Arena. It's going to be the Lady Rising Suns up against the HD Spikers of Cignal. So it's Cagayan Valley up against Cignal. And then the second match, it's My DSL Speed Boosters up against Petron. And in our third match at 6 p.m., it's going to be Maybank up against My DSL. And so in behalf of my partner, Noringo, this is Anthony Sutay saying thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. It's been a great day of volleyball all around. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. God bless.